because truly, I never could have envisioned what we ended up with here today. Our schools are not just buildings. They're places that our children come to learn and to grow. And when they're not in their best form, it's very hard for children to focus, to learn, to feel safe, and for parents to trust in the education children are getting. We no longer have to worry about that in this building. We know that every minute spent here is going to be a joyous one, and that our school community is ready to learn and ready to be back. I want to congratulate Principal Brito for being able to take the reins of this incredible building. And I want to give one more thank you to the Department of General Service, who has worked tirelessly on this property even before the modernization to ensure that it was a place that everybody could learn safely and in a dignified way. Thank you. And now I turn it over to Director Hunter.
Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Delano Hunter, and I'm proud to serve as the Director of the DC Department of General Services. And we're really excited to cut the ribbon on this beautiful facility. As we like to say in DGS, we aren't in the brick and mortar business. We're in the investing in flesh and blood. And we're excited of the role that we are playing in educating future generations of scholars. So I want to take a moment to tell you a bit about the school and the specs that you'll see. But first, I want to thank folks that helped make today possible, both our sung and our unsung heroes. It takes a team. This is a team effort. Every team needs a leader. Our head coach, our GM, our captain, our leading scorer is our mayor, Muriel Bowser. So I want to thank her for her support. Also want to thank our education partners, Dr. Farabee and his team, Patrick, Oni, and Lisa for their great partnership. Our state superintendent, Dr. Antoinette Mitchell, our deputy mayor for education, Paul Kine, and our council member, Brianne Nadeau. Also, I want to thank the unsung heroes, the folks that have worked tirelessly. And when I say tirelessly and overnight, I mean tirelessly and overnight, not just at this school, but across a number of schools. So if you can, I want to make sure you're recognized. Please raise your hand to be recognized. Our first DGS Deputy Director of Capital Constructions, Osei Headley. Our Operations Manager, Gina Bellina. Aaron Foxworthy, who leads our DCPS capital program. And also Dana Budd and Crystal West, our DGS project managers. And as you've heard, we have a very thoughtful design that incorporates the rich history and legacy of this school. So we want to thank our design team, Studio MB. Please raise your hands to be recognized. Last but not least, as you've heard, this has not been the easiest site to do construction. We call it a postage stamp size site here, but they made it happen. So I want to give a special thank you to our general contractors, Consigli Construction and Keystone Plus Construction. I think Carlos said, please raise your hand to be recognized. All right, so now I'd like to tell you a bit more about this facility. This is a $71 million investment, not just in our children's education, but also their future. And as you can see from the outside, the shell of this facility is steeped in history that we sustain, and inside it's a modern marvel. This is a school that is student-centered and has top-tier amenities. The school features classrooms with smart boards, discovery commons for flexible learning, a dedicated gymnasium, outdoor classroom space, a full commercial kitchen, a new synthetic turf field and playground, creating a dynamic and inclusive learning environment. Be on the lookout for what we call the Jewel Box. This is an addition featuring the library. It's called the Jewel Box because it's an above street level and encased by glass. It's simply spectacular. We constructed this site with sustainability in mind, and we are targeting LEED Gold. And this project integrates energy efficient features like LED lighting with daylight harvesting, green roofs, and bioretention areas. What we know at DGS is not just what you do, it's who you do it with and the way you go about it. We're very proud of our mandate by the mayor to support our certified business enterprise. In this project alone, there was over $33.9 million in contracts awarded to certified business enterprises, representing nearly 48% of the total amount. And 263 DC residents were employed at this site. So we are really excited. This is just one of several new facilities that we'll be cutting the ribbon on this week. So don't venture too far. With that being said, I'm sorry. I also wanted to thank John Stokes, and I wanted to thank the community as well. I wanted to echo, thank you for your patience. It's not easy to be next to a construction zone in such tight quarters. Thank you so much. You've made all the difference in helping to deliver this world-class facility. Now, I believe we're going to have a student that will introduce our chancellor. I think his name is Chris Miguel, and he's an 8th grade student. Let's give a hand for Chris.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Chris Miguel Contreras y yo soy un estudiante aquí en Oyster Adams. Es emocionante estar aquí hoy en nuestro nuevo campus. Trabajamos con empeño todos los días para aprender tanto como podamos en español y en inglés. Y nuestros maestros se esfuerzan al máximo para prepararnos para el éxito. Pero nada de esto sería posible si no tuviéramos líderes que realmente se preocupan por la educación y respaldan esa prioridad con inversiones. Ahora me gustaría presentar al micrófono a alguien que aboga constantemente por lo mejor para nuestra escuela y para todo DCPS. Por favor, den la bienvenida al canciller de DCPS, Dr. Louis D. Fairby. Espera. Good morning. My name is Chris Miguel Contreras, and I'm a middle school student here at Oyster Adams. It is so cool to be here on our brand new campus. We work hard every day to learn as much as we can in both Spanish and in English, and our teachers go above and beyond to set us up for success. But none of that would be possible if we did not have leaders who truly care about education and back up that priority with investments. Now I'd like to bring to the mic someone who constantly advocates for only the best of our school and all of DCPS. Please welcome DCPS Chancellor Dr. Louis D. Fairby.
Well done. Let's give Chris Miguel another round of applause for that amazing introduction. Happy first day 2025, 2026. It feels great to be back in school. If you can listen carefully, you hear our young people on the playground. Doesn't that sound great? It sounds amazing to get our students back in school. As a teacher, a student, parent, and as the chancellor of DC Public School, it's nothing like the first day in the nation's capital. Always a special time here. I also know that it's a very busy time for us all, and it's so amazing to have a school leadership team that has agreed to host. Thank you to Principal Brito and the entire team at Oyster Adams for hosting us today for this ribbon cutting. I know it is not easy to host on day one, but you all have hit the ground running. So let's give administration and team here another round of applause. Really excited about it. Thank you to our fearless leader, Mayor Bowser. Thank you for being here with us as well in your leadership. As Mayor Bowser mentioned, this is not only a celebration of the first day of school, but this is also a celebration of historic gains on DC Cape. That's something that is applause worthy. So let's give another round of applause for our amazing progress. It is a testament to our teachers, our students, our educators, and our greatest partners, our families. As a parent of a DC public school alumnus, I will tell you there's nothing like sending your child to school here in the nation's capital. And it's nothing like the first day of school. So, question, does anyone remember their first day of school as a kindergartner? Raise your hand, you remember kindergarten. A little sketchy, right? Well, I can tell you I do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my first day as a kindergartner, why it was so important to me, because it was the first time that I realized that I had parents who were educators. So as a kindergarten, being brought to school, it was a realization that both of my parents were educators and that they worked in a school, but just not my school. I was very unhappy as a kindergarten that I couldn't go to school with my mother. And I found out we were actually going to different places. But that day and every day since, I realized how important families are to our school and an integral part of our school communities. So we clapped it up for our students today, this morning on their way to school. We also clapped it up for our families, but let's give our families another round of applause for helping get our students to school every day, getting them on time, because we know that every day counts. To our Oyster Adams Tigers, your school looks amazing. You have new modernized classroom, a refreshed field, new library space, and also so much more that we're excited. Thank you to Director Hunter, who's also a proud DCPS alum. for all of his hard work, his leadership, and to his colleagues at Department of General Services for making this incredible new space and all of their support across the DCPS portfolio. Thank you, Director Hunter. Let's give him a round of applause. To Deputy Mayor Khan, Dr. Mitchell, Councilmember Dado, thank you for serving as amazing leaders for our students and our families across the nation's capital. And now it is our pleasure for the ribbon cutting. Who's ready to cut the ribbon? All right, let's go. Thank you all. We're looking forward to an amazing school year at DCPS. Thank you.
You coming up front? You good? You good? Oh, and then oh.
Hey, come on, guys. You guys step up one.
Huh? You good? Cool.
Okay.
So, Madam Mayor, we're going to
Ready?
do a pose shot first.
All right,
Everyone looking at the middle camera right here.
Okay. On the
Hey.
count, you gonna count
Yes,
down
ma'am.
colors?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cameras, somebody way to go. Enjoy your day, okay?
Yeah, but there's yours. I got here. It was. I know because I got here. Yeah. Speech. I caught it while I was walking. Yeah. So bless her for being here. Please.
You know, the one thing
What do you need me to carry?
Oh, you're here.
Oh, I've been here.
Let's go inside.
Yeah. What should I grab?
I'm good. I'm skipping the floor. I'm gonna go right to the president. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You all right? You look good. I thought maybe you were watching on TV. I should have known. Yeah.
How you doing, Beth? Good. Oh, good to see you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we'll definitely open it up for the community.
Hi, if you want to come in, we're actually going to do the gap now in the gym. So if you just,
I'm going to the president, not the tour.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me, everyone.
Suzanne was trying to get her to do the gaggle around the corner. Trying to get her to do.
To tap in at the Metro.
Hi, Mayor Bowser, Mike with the Associated Press. Are you seeing any changes in the local economy at this moment? We're seeing reporting about people being
Kids can also download the
over here. The
Great. Oh, you guys got, I got it. Thank you. Wow. We're gonna keep this short. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Madam Mayor,
Yeah.
okay.
Ryan Todd from CNN. Would you be able to respond to the National Guard now being armed on the streets of DC starting yesterday?
I don't have anything more to say than what I have said. I don't believe that troops should be policing American cities. Yep. Anything else?
Josh Chapin, Channel 7 here. The president has touted the record number of low homicides. I think 11 days with no homicides in a row. We care to respond to that. And
No, I don't. Any other questions? Yep.
This is from Sam. What are your thoughts about SBOE reps John Patterson and LaJoy Johnson Law's campaign that all students be given a real ID in addition to a kids free card? To what degree do you believe it will mitigate possible harm in youth law enforcement interactions?
I would look into that recommendation a little bit more. All kids do have Kids Ride Free. They have their cards that they were issued last year can be used this year, and every school will distribute Kids Ride Free cards. Kids can also download the card to a phone. For older kids that have a phone, they can download it to their phone. Of course, they can't use their phone once they get to school, but they can use it to tap in at the Metro.
Hi, Mayor Bowser, Mike with the Associated Press. Are you seeing any changes in the local economy at this moment? We're seeing reporting about people being afraid to go to church, people being afraid to go to restaurants. Obviously your focus is going to be on the constituents, the people that live here, but even with tourism, are we noticing any shift?
Well, we will, it's probably too soon to say. I know at least the Restaurant Association has issued a survey of its members. I think that's the hard data that we have about what's happening in the restaurant industry. We will get estimates about impacts on sales tax, which is usually how the travel numbers show up. That would be too soon for us to figure out. We have been experiencing some concerns about international travel that have been happening for many months. So if there are impacts over that, we will see that probably in the next several weeks. Yep.
The president just signed an executive order targeting cashless bail. Any thoughts on that and how it'll affect the district?
I will look at that some more. I know early on in this campaign, he mentioned cashless bail. And what has worked for us, which is why we are experiencing the record reduction in crime that we have been for the last 2 years, is an expansion of pretrial detention that requires judges to hold certain offenders or certain people, who have been accused, to hold them pretrial. And I frankly think that has worked better than any system. Cashless bail is not a new phenomenon in the district. I think it's been in place since the mid-90s. But what does work, and I hope that this is under consideration, is to give judges or require judges to hold certain accused pretrial. And that's why we've seen the reduction in shooting, use of guns in this city precipitously for the last 2 years.
Can you tell us your concerns about the start of the school year and the increased law enforcement presence regarding school campuses, possible immigration crackdowns?
Well, listen, I think it's just, and you've heard me say this, we've been all over our school. Chancellor Farabee and our whole public education team here has been focused on many months for a joyful start to the school year, to have teachers in place, to have school nurses and psychologists and bus drivers and counselors in place so we can have an amazing start to the school year. we were able to announce some pretty fantastic news. I guess it was last week that our scores have rebounded from the pandemic in both reading and math, and even better news for our middle graders, like the kids here on the Adams campus. So this is all really tremendous news. And I think that any attempt to target children is heartless, is mean, it's uncalled for, and it only hurts us. Yeah.
Can you provide us any kind of update? I know you've been in close communication with the federal agencies about how the surge is going. Just any update worth noting that you think residents should know about?
I expect that I will give DC residents like a fulsome update soon. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry, I came in late. Someone might have already asked about the cash bail executive
Yeah.
order.
Mhm.
Have you reviewed what Trump can actually do with regards to cash bail in DC?
We only really heard of this as something being considered, I think, in his first statements. And I did mention already that this is not a new thing in DC. Cash bail was eliminated in DC, I think, in the mid-90s. And I think the thing to focus on about people who have been accused of a crime before they have a trial, which is what we have done. We did it, I guess, in the summer of 23 by emergency, is to expand the crimes eligible that require judges to hold people pretrial. I personally think it is among the chief reasons we have seen the precipitous drop in shootings and homicides in the city. Yeah.
One more for you. The administration is now, focusing on other cities, other states like Chicago, like Baltimore. Are you having conversations with other mayors, other governors about this?
If I could tell you the number of conversations I've had, they've been a lot of conversations, and I expect I will continue to have a lot of conversations about what's happening. It's just a reminder to everyone that we're different in DC. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not so good. We're different. Like, we have the most beautiful city in the world, and let me just remind everybody of that. We have beautiful school buildings. We're the #1 park system in the world. We're surrounded by 2 gorgeous rivers, distinct neighborhoods. People live here. We're not just federal buildings and monuments. 700,000 people live here. We pay taxes more per capita than any place in America, but we don't have any votes. We suffer, I'm going to steal a friend's phrase, from proximity to some craziness and vulnerability, because we don't have protection on the Hill. And so the answer for DC is this: like, every tax-paying American that makes up our city demands the same thing that everybody else has, and that's full statehood and representation.
Mayor,
yeah.
In his executive order, he's also asking Pam Bondi to look at MPD's general orders and to look for things that are in the general orders that might prevent officers from doing their jobs. Do you have any idea what that means? And does she have any kind of authority to look into MPD's
Paul, you
general
guys
orders?
are asking me questions about something I haven't even seen, so you will understand that I will defer on answering. I want to be able to give you an intelligent response.
Anything else you'd like to say to parents on this first week of school, if they are fearful of troops walking around, or anything else you want to say as we're here on the first day of school?
Well, parents are anxious. We've heard from a lot of them. My team and council members have spanned out across the city to talk to parents. I know Chancellor Farabee hosted a community conversation with parents to ask them and to provide them with any guidance that we have and all that we know. And unfortunately, I think that parents who need to make adjustments are going to be making adjustments. And that's a sad thing to say. Schools should be safe places. We know that our schools are the safest places for our students. And we invest a lot in their learning. And if they're not at school, they can't take advantage of that learning. So I would just call on everybody to leave our kids alone, let them get a great start to their school day and school year and the rest of their lives. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Mayor, are you concerned about a mistake regarding the guard carrying arms? So some kind of an escalation of violence? Right, John. Thank you. Sure. That came back live, right?
Well, I don't know. He said he might have to switch my encoder. So,
Should I ask if you need to refeed it?
I'm going to repeat it.
You're going to refeed it. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Mr. Farabee, and the rest. Pleasure to say to everyone, happy first day of pleasure to say to everyone.